Hello! How are you all? I'm okay. So, again, she's off on one. It's driving me up the wall. This hair. It's like a damn cockatoo. Look. But, so where have I been? I've had a couple of weeks. This time not because of health, not because of my back, not because of anything. University. Obviously, I put on there the other week that I needed to black out everything. When it comes to writing assignments, I have this real block. This real, I just can't cope. Well, not cope, that's not the right word. Can't see past anything other than what's going on because of, it's like a fear I have of what's put on my head onto paper. But this year I've worked with my tutor and she's been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I've actually got distinctions and really high grades, which I've always been good with education when I apply myself, but put me in an exam setting or tests or putting what's on my head into paper, flunk, fail, done. So, yeah, got really good grades this year. So I've just sent in my final. Oh my god. But I want to take a couple of weeks just for me, just to kind of reset, recharge, go over everything, make sure all the information's there. If no one's ever written an essay or assignment or whatever you call them these days, you don't quite realise what goes into them. I mean, in the end, I had 10 pages. Two of those pages were references, and you've got to make sure they link up. And oh god, it stresses me out. If it stresses me out, if you're going to call someone an arsehole, you've got to reference it to the exact page number, what paragraph, and what sentence it's in. Do you know what I mean? It is a nightmare. And I talk a mile a minute. So you can imagine having to kind of. What I normally do is go through, write everything down when I get a quote, and then have a bit of paper next to me. This time round, I was so excited to write it because there was so much information that I knew I'd retained and I knew I had taken on. I just wrote them. It was really easy to write this time. Everything would just come really naturally, so that was really good. Um, but going through it, because I hadn't wrote my list down of where I've got this quote from, oh god, it's taken me 2 weeks to find the quotes. But where am I? What's going on? So, well, it's been a while actually, hasn't it? So my apologies. I know I always say sorry and you all tell me not to apologise, but I do have to apologise. Open up a social media account and not updating it really is not the way forward. I know that, but I have a lot go on. So I can't always. Well, I can't. No, I can't. And not only that, I mean, no, I'm just. There's a lot going on at the minute. Good, all good. So, good. Wait. So, 12 stone 10, I've maintained again. Which, honest to God. But my body fat has gone right down again. 3%. I just feel like if that's where my body's happy, that's where my body's happy. But then there are certain things that makes you kind of like you're not 100% sure. Little things like I got up the other day and got a bit dizzy. And that, to be honest, a couple of months back when I went really gaunt, that was something that kept happening. But it's fixable, it's doable. I've been adding loads of, well, as much as I can, really. I feel okay. Everything else, still going to the gym, I'm picking up weights, doing everything possible. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a strange, and my body seems to allow me to add fat, and all of a sudden it's like, no, fuck you, done, and it just whips it away. And I'm sure on some sort of psychological level, my brain's going, up yours, you're not having it. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely sure of it. I do everything to try and kind of, well, and then, I don't know, just there's no point even trying to understand it. It's just not. Um, I spoke to a dietitian this week at Lockwood. I don't know. Do you know what that place? Do you know? I think as well, something I said to her this week, this thing I have like, with assignment writing, I get so in my head with it. I can be, with all the will in the world, trying to be the nicest person, and everything comes out in. Everything comes out in arsehole. Do you know what I mean? It's just rah at times. Do you know what I mean? It really does. And I can't, I'm not one of those people that can repeat myself. I don't have that ability. I really don't. I'm so short tempered and not not always, but when you're going over and over and over the same thing, I bite and I can't even deal with it. Not with anybody. Talking to Lockwood this week, I can't remember what her name is. A dietitian. She's just a nice enough lady. But I've had the same discussion with her a few times now, and she says to me I'm too in control of the numbers. And it really pisses me off when she says it, because I just think, shut up. I'm sorry. You don't go for bariatric surgery and not know your numbers, and not know what you're doing, and not know what's what. You just, if you do, I just think that's silly. How can you lose weight effectively and not know what you're doing, what you're putting into your body, and getting out of it? If you're, I just, the whole point of bariatric surgery is to reduce your calorie intake. So if you don't know what your calorie intake is, how do you? To me, that's how I work. I am a numbers, figures, organised person. That's me. Very high strung, very high maintenance. That's just me. And that works for me. Absolutely. If it don't work for you, it doesn't work for you. So every journey is different. Totally understand that, and that's it. But for me, I have to know what's going in, and I'm not saying religiously to every kind of decimal place. I know a rough that there's 2,000 calories going into my body, and I'm burning 4, for argument's sake. Yeah. So there's a deficit. There's a 2,000 calorie deficit where I'm overburning, and my body is screaming at me. That's why I'm constantly hungry. So that's what I found. I talked to her, tell her my issues. It's concerning me that I'm eating 8, 9, 10 times a day. My calorie intake is already at 2,000 calories. A normal man, a non-bariatric patient, is 2,500. I think 2004, 2005. I'm at 2,000. Is this right? Am I, you know? It's a minefield because I have my stomach cut out. I'm still eating small portions. I'm eating regularly. I don't overeat. I've never made myself sick. Well, twice I've had dumping syndrome in 18 months. You know, that's compared to most. I really take my time. But because I've got so hungry recently, I find myself inhaling food. Do you know what I mean? I can't get it in quick enough. Um, so it's the little things. You know, I'm 18 months out. You do have to sit. Okay, put your knife and fork down. Have a mouthful. Go away. And I found that I'm actually pre-cutting. I'm a kid. Pre-cutting my lunch. Okay, so I have one slice of toast. If anyone shops at Lidl's, it's a malted or seeded loaf, and it's from a bakery, but it's really nice. But it's quite thick cut. I now have 3 eggs and half a tin of beans. I'm told that's fine. That's really good. It's good fat, good protein, and a good carb balance. Lovely. And I put some Philadelphia on the bread to act as butter instead of, because I don't like butter. I've never liked butter. Anyway, so what I've had to do, because I really was getting to the point where I could have rolled up if I could have, I would have rolled up the bit of bread and gone. That's how hungry I was. So I'm cutting up the slice of toast into, I cut it in half, then those two halves I cut again, and I cut a kind of down long ways half. And if I can, I'll cut it twice so it's in thirds and then in sixes, I think. So it's about that big. About thereabouts. Um, yeah. So I'm really having to kind of like eat that bit, put your knife and fork down, chew, and I'm really telling myself, in my head I'm going chew, chew, just like a train, chew, 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 chew. It is a work in progress. I'm telling you, you have to keep going at these things. It's so bizarre. You have to tell yourself to chew. And I find myself, um, it's a strange one. You have to kind of like, an old habit of mine, well not an old habit, because I used to literally eat, no one ever believes you. I used to eat once a day. And I would just literally swallow, and even then, 2 chomps was, you were lucky. So I've got psychologically that hungry again. And there's no one, it's not, and if nothing's wrong, I'm doing everything right, I'm doing everything properly. But 18 months out, you're suddenly like, oh, okay, I'm okay. Your body's okay. You forget certain things. You have to kind of, sort your shit out, Jack. You do have to hold yourself accountable all the time. This is the rest of your life. This isn't just 10 minutes up the road and you're okay. We'll lose the weight and not maintain it. This is a surgery you've had. You have to maintain. You have to put the work in. Nobody else. If you don't put the work in, it's just going to fail on you, isn't it? So yeah, holding myself accountable. And just making sure I am, following it to the letter. As I always have done. You guys know me. You know my story. You know my success. You know everything I do. And I never, ever, ever, ever want to go back to being big. Ever. And I look back on pictures, and obviously Monday is my anniversary. My 18-month anniversary. And I was looking at pictures. God, I sat here the other day looking at pictures for an 18-month post, and disgusted is... I don't even know what word to tell you. I look back at them pictures and I think, oh my God, how am I still here? More than anything. I just... Christ. I mean, I had a 2-seater, cosy, it was called, like a 2-seater rounded sofa. And there was a picture of me, and I'm just about sat on it by myself. That was a big... It was big. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It was, that was a sizable piece of furniture, and well, it's just worrying, isn't it? When you look at it like that, that is just... There's not even words for it, if I'm honest. That's just is what it is. But, oh well. I'm here. So yeah. Bloody drives me up the wall. Nothing new, really. It's just me doing me and trying to get through, this year's university. Now that's kind of done and out of the way, and this is my first summer. My first summer where I've done it. I can actually enjoy this kind of summer, I hope. And bring you guys a bit more. So that's really why I wanted to come on today, is just give you a bit of an update. Now my degree is in for this year. I start again in September, October. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know where I was, what was going on, why I've not even been online. I just get so focused on that. So yeah, I have to switch everything off. Any distraction, I'm just... If you've ever seen Finding Nemo and Dory, that's me. I have the attention span of a 5-year-old, and something shiny will come along, and okay, I'm off. I'm done. I can't keep still for 5 minutes. My dad has always called me fidget ass. I can't stay still. Never been able to. and I literally have the attention span of a goldfish. I just can't do anything. So I'll get a notification or my phone rings. Oh, that's fine. I'll take a 2 minute break, and then I won't ever go back to it. So everything has to go off. Talking of which, going back to Lockwood. So I spoke to that dietitian this week, and I get a bit irritable with her, and I don't mean that in a horrible way because she's just doing her job, but I don't think she actually understands. I'm sure she does to a certain level understand what a bariatric, no, I don't think she would, what a bariatric patient goes through. I'm sure she can empathise. Doing that, she's done her training in that, and she actually specialises in bariatrics and diabetes. So I'm sure she does understand. I don't think she can empathise, and I don't think she can kind of. The one thing she keeps saying to me, like I said a minute ago, is you focus too much on numbers. You're making your positive journey into a negative. That really winds me up. Because that's like, well, hold on a minute. I've worked at my journey. I have made sure I have done everything in my power to get where I am. Blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this. Don't say that to me, Jeremy, because that annoys me. I said it to her, like, I come out of the last appointment quite. I said the word upset, but I didn't want to tell her angry, to be honest. Like, you make me feel like I failed. I just thought, no, that's not what I mean. You keep saying that, and the way you say it is like I've not done right by the journey. She said, but you have. You're taking away the wrong. You're concentrating on the numbers. See, but you have to. I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says. You have to I'm not in like, I don't look at my numbers all day long and like some people do. I have a rough overview. I know every day that I have porridge in the morning, breakfast, and my snacks. So I know what that equates to. That's fine. If there's anything extra, I'll have a quick look and I know what's what, where's where, and that's great. That's fine. That's lovely. It's a rough mental note. And again, I think going through this, if you don't know what you're putting in and what's going out, then oh, I'm sorry. I think that's even on a normal situation, you kind of have to know to a degree. I've never been a calorie counter, so I couldn't tell you. The only reason why I know what calories are there is because I use Fitbit and I record things because I have a terrible memory. So when I do eat things and I go through the day, I just a quick, simple note at the end of the day. I roughly know where I am. So if the surgeon does ask me, the dietitian does ask me, it's there. That's what I use it for. It's not for me to live my life by it. Nothing like that. It is just I can refer back if anybody asks me. And you guys, it's there. I can give you the proper numbers, proper figures, my macros, just all that kind of stuff. And again, I know because I record my macros for my protein levels. I know I'm at 160 grams of protein a day. That's great. So yeah, it annoys me. It really does annoy me. I put my heart, blood, sweat, and tears into this, and sometimes I talk to that same dietitian, and I think, is it just me? Again, I know I am high strung, and sometimes I look at things the wrong way, but to hear that, I think, no, you're not telling me I'm doing wrong. I have lost 33 stone. Yeah, I've worked my ass off for this, and I do get a bit insulted when she, and it's only her that said it. I do go to the gym, and I work hard. And I think anybody who, it sounds really bad when I say this. You get it right. I'll be honest. You get the people. From my experience, you get the people who are 110% behind this surgery. Bang, they've gone into this. They know exactly what to do, what they've got to do, how they've got to do it, when they've got to do it. They just bang, 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 bang. Done. You get the people who are just need a bit of help. And you get the people who think the surgery is going to fix it all for them and they haven't got to do nothing. And that's just my personal, what I've seen, and I'm not pointing any fingers or nothing like that. you just get a lot of people who think the surgery is going to fix everything for them and they don't have to do nothing and weight loss is an easy journey. Then they come to having a surgery and they're like, oh my fucking god. And they realise how hard it is. You know, the routines, what you have to do, there's just a lot involved in it. You know, what you can and cannot eat, the dumping, you know, whatever. Like I said, I've only had dumping twice. And I've only had dumping twice. Once was a curry, which I don't know why. I just can't even eat spice. I don't know what it was that made me eat it. And once was at Christmas where I mean, to be fair, I did eat a little bit too much. No, it's too fast actually. So I don't think that's bad. But again, you do get people who are a bit clueless, and you get from there the people who think it's going to fix it. They'll either have a kick up the arse to really like right knuckle down, let's get this done, and they'll pull through, and then you get the people who are like, ah, fuck it, oh well. And sometimes I really do. I was talking to, I won't say who actually. I was talking to a doctor, and it wasn't Guy Slater before. I'll just add that there. It just was not Guy Slater, and it really made me realise why they grill certain people, bigger people, the bigger of the bigger people, myself included. I got grilled during the process. They didn't believe I was going to do it. They just didn't think I'd had the willpower, the tenacity, the bollocks, whatever you want to call it. They just didn't think. I actually, like, literally, I went toe to toe with one of them. They said, put me to the test. You will lose, mate. I'll show you everything. You don't know my determination and my strength. You're making a judgment on my size. And you become a surgeon in bariatrics. Shame on you. Shame on you. And I was literally toe to toe with him. Because I had enough. You know, since I was about 14 years old, you're not fat enough, you're not fat enough, you're not fat enough. Well, hold on a minute. No, money don't grow on trees. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I fully understand that. But I've always been a hard-working person, and I give everything my all. They made a snatched judgment on my waist size. That's it. Yeah, and we know you secret eat, we know you do this. No, you don't at all. Because I don't secret eat, and I don't gorge, and I don't be wrong, I ate the wrong time, the wrong thing. I'll put my hands up to all my faults. I'm not one of those people that will lie to myself because where's it going to get you? I'm not. I 100% true. It is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, if you don't face your problems now, you ain't never going to make it. So just deal with it for your best life. You know, I hate to use that phrase, but it is. You sort your problems now, and you'll sail through this. You know, fix you now before you go into surgery. Honestly, you'll sail through. So I get it. So when she says stuff to me, I almost take that like a negative. And I was on the phone to her the other day. Like, your words are actually really. I don't feel I can talk to you sometimes, because when you say stuff, you don't quite realise the impact it has to the people that have had real successful journeys, myself included, meaning myself. I said to her, and I wasn't being horrible, I wasn't being aggressive to her, or nothing like that. I said, I feel like I can't talk to you because you keep saying I've had a negative journey. I said, every time I try to explain myself, you come back to the numbers. I said, you have a go at me for the numbers, and I'm telling you the question you've asked me. So don't ask me about the numbers if you don't want me to tell you the numbers. And I was getting so irate with her, and I think, don't ask me for my fat intake, my calorie intake, my protein intake if you don't want to fucking hear them. How else can you explain it? I don't know, because to me a spade's a spade. If you're asking me what I'm eating in a day and I'm telling you, then you're telling me I'm too focused on the numbers. I don't know how to answer that. I really don't. So don't ask me, because we won't get into this argument. Don't ask me. Let's just save a whole journey. So yeah, bit of a rant. I am sorry, but it winds me up. How can you ask someone a question and when they give you the answer, you know, change your mind on what answer you want? That's just infuriating. Drives me crazy. I'm a grouchy old man. I really am. But it does annoy me. I am short-tempered. If you want to ask me something, ask me. I am that type of person. You can call me every name under the sun to my face. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. In fact, I'd probably laugh at you with you. Do you know what I mean? I really would. But ask me something and then change your mind to tell me I'm wrong. No, don't ask me that question then. If you don't want to know the figures and the facts, don't ask me. Ask somebody else. Drives you nuts. I'm phoning you for help and you're ever telling me off because I'm telling you what I eat. I don't know. It's infuriating. But anyway, she sent me a load of list of things to do to kind of help. It's all stuff I do though anyway, which, yeah. So nothing new, just working on myself, making sure I'm doing everything right. I suppose 18 months. So what I've kind of done this last couple of weeks is prompt, little things that have slipped out or bit of a wobble. Not even wobble. I don't know what word is, but like I said earlier, I found myself eating a bit too quickly. So pre-cutting my food, put my knife and fork down, stand up. Even if I just take myself, walk down my corridor, come back. So what I find myself doing, putting the food in, chewing, swallowing, standing up, walking to my bedroom, coming back, sitting down, doing and repeating. So it's kind of a bit of space, but I don't know what difference that makes. But in my head, and I think physically standing up, I don't know, wrongly or right, is standing up eating a good thing or bad thing? Some people say it's bad. I don't know. To me, it's just giving me that time. That little bit, that 10, 20 seconds, 30 seconds between each mouthful, it's just a bit of time. So mentally, I'm digesting that and I'm not just in one. So yeah, little things like that, just little kind of what I'm doing to make sure, like I've always said, the longevity of my operation, what I call my little triad: calories in, calories out, longevity of my operation. That's just it. I don't ever want to be 45 stone ever again in my life. And what I keep saying to a dietitian is, oh God, I am scared, petrified of weight gain. Absolutely petrified, and not to a point where I count everything in my life and nothing like that. I don't ever want to be big ever again. I don't ever want to put weight on. And you get some people who come out of surgery who do put a lot of weight on, and that scares me. And like she said, Jack, just take note of what you've done. You've lost 33 stone. You're really hot on what you're doing. I don't think you will put weight back on. You'll gain a bit because you're doing muscle stuff, and yeah, absolutely, and that's great. Every Saturday I have this freak out moment when I put weight on. Then I literally get to the gym and I record. Like I've shown you before, I see my body fat, my body weight, my muscle index, and once I see all that, I'm like, okay, it's muscle I've gained, not fat. Oh, so strange. But that three little words packs a punch with me. And it does, it almost wins me sometimes. I don't know why. Because I know biologically, and I know educationally, common sense, however you want to say, I know your body needs fat. I know it. But you see that jump on a computer screen in front of you from 3 to 12. Whew, it's scary. I don't know why. I think it's because for me, how big I was, that's almost like, you fucked up. You've gained that now. And my brain almost goes into a hyperdrive. But then as soon as I kind of flick through and I see whatever, I'm okay. Like, no, shut up, Jack. You need fat. Your body needs fat. Your organs need fat. I know all of this. But I also do think as well, so my loose skin, I'm almost certain has an impact on the machine. I don't know for certain. I haven't looked it up. I no idea. I'm taking a guess on that one. There's just certain things at certain times where I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I think sometimes where it is such a flappy, loose, horrible, you know what skin feels like. Um, I'm something almost tells me sometimes that the machine will one week will read everything, the next week it will say to me out of range, out of range, out of range. I'll get off the machine, I'll get back on the machine. I'll keep like I look like a crazy person, honest to God. And then I'll get on the machine, and if I hold my skin differently or do something different, it will read the machine. Now whether that's just a sensitive machine or I don't know, but it has been since I've got to where I am. Um, I don't. It's strange. It sounds more like a funky machine, if I'm honest. But again, I've tried it on other machines. All reads the same. Everything's the same. I just think sometimes, I don't know, your skin holding moisture, your skin holding fluids. I don't know how much of an impact all that has, but I think sometimes the skin on the machines, because I do have so much loose skin, has a negative on the machine. It's a weird one to explain how I'm trying. I'm not explaining it right, but or that's just me trying to look for an excuse. I don't know how, but it's all good. I've done well. I've done really well, and I love that. Hopefully this summer a lot more is going to change. There's a lot in the pipeline which I won't bore you with now, but there's going to be a big change, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, month, possibly two. I'm still chasing skin removal, obviously. That's just absolute given. And I'm desperate for that. Absolutely desperate for it. It's horrible. I feel, as a man, I don't feel like a man. I feel kind of, what's the right word for this? I don't know if this is a word, but desexualized, degenderalized. I don't know if they are words. I don't feel, and that's nothing to do with what I want or my sexuality or nothing like that. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know. It's a really bizarre feeling. It's strange, and I've always been the utmost confident person, and I don't have no regrets, none at all. And I love what I am, what I've done, who I am, where I am. I love all that. Like I've explained to you before. Oh God, like I've explained to you all before. It's like I've come 95% of the way, and I can't cross the finish line. And for me, I've always been someone that completes everything I do. So it's like you're reaching out for that red ribbon and you can't grab it. So does that make sense? And everything that I kind of see when I look down, because the skin spreads out, it makes me look massive in my head. Yeah, but again, my skin does spread quite. Oh, it's horrible. But again, it is what it is. Again, I know health wise, I'm a million times healthier with certain things. I'm always going to have physical issues. That part I'm fine with. I find it more funny at times when I fall or do whatever. That's just I chuckle at that. But yeah, life is what it is. It's just dealing with it, innit? And I don't try to kind of harp on at them or what's the right word? When I'm feeling a bit low or I'm looking at the skin and feeling a bit disgusted or whatever, I remember the good. How far I have come, what I do, how I do, when I do. That makes me laugh, and then I do think of you guys and the stuff you will say to me and what you said to me, and that means the world. And it is such a. I wish I could help more people. I wish my site would take off, and I wish I could do more for other people and really open up to the world. I'd love that. I really would. So please like, share, do whatever, send it across every nation in the world. Honest to God. Because I really do understand, first and foremost, how we are all affected. And disabilities, health, I've been through it all. Childhood starts, without bringing that into it. yeah, I mentioned before when I first opened the site how bad mine was and the stuff I had to go through, and not that I'm not one of those people that poor me or nothing like that. I hate my childhood, but I always take my hats off to it. As much as I hate my mum, I always kind of, in one sense, I have to thank her because for the fucked up childhood we had, it has made me who I am today. You know, I am that strong, independent, free thinking person who takes on the world, and I don't let nothing or no one shit on me. Like, I just don't. So, in some respects, as much as I don't like what we went through, I do have to kind of like, you know, anyone that understands me knows what I'm saying. I have to take my hats off to it in other ways, you know. So, yeah, but that's me for today, I think. It's been 35 minutes. I only wanted to come on for a quick five. It never is the case. Wobble gob. That's another thing my dad calls me. Wobble gob. Wobble gob and fidget ass and woozly butts. Oh God, let's just not. Let's move on from that. Honest to God. I'll let my dad fill you in on that one. If he ever comes online, and not that I think he will, but if he does, I'll chuckle. I'll get him to do a video. Well, I'll try to. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll see you later. Loves you all. Bye bye.